Both teams ready to go, and we are seconds away from puck drop here in Holyoke. Landon Schoonover, the Bay State Bobcats, opposite Tegan Byer for the Norwich Sea Captains. Quickly dumped in, and that will officially be the first stop of the game, as this one is taken up ice. Face-off coming in the neutral zone, where the Bobcats aren't able to win it. Tim Hayden brings it on back. This one pushed on through the zone, hard off the boards. And already some pushing and shoving going on. That'll happen when this is the seventh meeting between these two teams this season. Jared Perino in net for the first time against Norwich. Joachim familiar, he's been in net for a good portion of these games. A quick shot, Perino makes the save, bobbles the rebound, and it is pushed on out. Another shot on goal, Perino makes the save. Another kick stop, Perino still can't clear. Perino with a glove save. Ryan Woke looking for a way out of the zone. Ends up bringing it back to the other side of the net. But Norwich surging in the opening minute. They already feel close, but Perino with another big glove save. And finally, play is stopped. A much-needed line change, too, for the Bobcats, trying to get some fresh forwards and fresh pairing out there. Zarsikow got his stick in the way. Leonard Litwin lofts it through the air. It hops just over the stick of Jordan Griffin. Paul Johnson is run off, loses his balance, rises back to his skates as Litwin intervenes. Johnson comes out of the pack with it, but he can't get out of the zone. A shot, and Konev steps up and runs off Loftus, Sean Loftus, the Norwich captain, and got delayed offsides. Loftus, a Massachusetts native from South Boston, 6'3", 200 pounds. This is a deep Sea Captains bunch. We'll get scoring up and down all four lines. So this is the fourth line that's out there for the Sea Captains, and that's only really in name only, as it's Begich, Essing, and Kinahan. Jacob Begich, Brian Essing, Jack Kinahan. They have been together throughout the year, and all three of them capable offensive weapons. Tony Moran will drop it on back for Kinahan. Lobs it through the zone. A little trouble handling the puck there for Dmitry Musalimov, but Bobcats do get it on out of the zone. A long-range shot, and Perino kicks it away. Jacob Begich to the middle. Essing gets knocked down. Bobcats can't clear. A kick stop there by Perino, who closes his legs at the last second and does it again, and this puck bounces off the protective netting. Right now, the Bobcats are pinned down by Norwich. They have been relentless in the offensive zone thus far. First time these two teams have met in the year 2023. Last time they faced off, it was a home-and-home series in December. Last game came in this building on December 10th, a 5-1 win for the Sea Captains. Shane Mazur out of Wethersfield, Connecticut. retrieving the puck. Stepping in and forcing that one forward was Ryan Janik. Now Janik peels back. His eye on the streaking forward Carson Dutcher. Schoonover had a goal back on Sunday, 15th of the season. Perino dangerously goes back across his goal, but does find Janik. And here comes Schoonover, 3-on-2 developing for the Bobcats. A perfect pass, a backhand. Andrew Yoakum makes his first stop of the contest. It was a well-executed 3-on-2 for the Bobcats. They saw that opportunity and took it. It was the defenseman, Musalimov, that came up into the play. Quick shot off the draw by Woke is blocked. Now Musalimov takes the bump, but does get the puck forward. Seam pass, explodes off the stick of Chris Hamilton. Throws it through the crease, bangs off the board from Zachary Hawley. Sends it through the neutral zone. Almost 4 minutes into this one. Still no score, and a bit of an error there by Perino. He couldn't cover the puck. Last second decision to try to, but does have the support necessary to get the puck out of danger. Konev intended for Woke, thrown back through the slot where Angelo Donzello was waiting for it, but pass was too firm. Konev throws it off the boards, but Norwich gets it in deep once more. Savo Makarenko. It's taken down by Musalimov. Mitchell Goodman pursuing the puck, but Perino jumps on that one. Jarrett Perino out of Carrollton, Texas. Previously spent the year with the Milwaukee Power of the NA3HL, but did not appear in any games with them, so he comes up to Holyoke. And he's gotten some early run time here, December and January, as the Bobcats do ice the puck. He's also found himself on a few other teams in the past couple of years. Last year he was with the Yellowstone Quake. And he also spent one game where he went 1-0 for the Oklahoma City Hockey Club. So an experienced NA3HLer. This one dumped all the way in. Paul Johnson has his pass intercepted by Quinton Olshan. It's led out of the zone by Janik. Clean entry. Tricky one, but those red sweaters stayed onside. Eric Masongill all the way around, waiting on the other side is Andrew Guy. Long shot, sinking a little bit, but Perino comes up with the stop. Guy on the year, 3 goals, 2 assists in 18 games. Does have a goal against Bay State that came back in October. Bomb from the blue line. Puts a dent in the glass as Missouri got every bit of that shot. And once again, the Bobcats are forced to ice it with 14:11 remaining in this first period. Looking at the other side for Andrew Yoakum, 7-7 on the year with a .223 goals against average and a .919 save percentage. So you could argue that with those numbers, his win-loss record not indicative of just how well Yoakum has played this year. Yoakum in his second year with the Sea Captains program as he just makes that blocker save on the drive by Musalimov from the blue line. I think Musalimov's got almost all of the Bobcat shots on goal so far. Tim Hayden, Leads it on up the ice for Jack Kinahan. Long shot, glove down by Perino. The rebound picked up by Musalimov. He sends it, but it gets stuck in the referee's skates. Comes loose. 2-on-1, the pass. Kick stop made by Perino, and he covers it up. A bad break for the Bobcats as the puck hit the official. Led to numbers for the Sea Captains, and Perino goes left to right to make a spectacular stop. I don't know where they're going to put this face-off. It will stay. Yeah, that's one of the better saves we've seen in this building this year. Omar Upta will go against Byer at the dot. Byer wins it. Tegan Byer. Crisp pass. The shot ramps up off a stick and just barely clears the glass. Byer, 3 goals, 8 assists in 29 games this season. It's actually been a long time since he's gotten on the score sheet. You have to go all the way back to December 3rd against the Long Beach Sharks, where he had an assist. In fact, he had points in 4 straight games prior to the beginning of the drought, which ironically enough began against the Bobcats. Pressure put on by Bay State. Janik has it, the blue line, indirect. Landon Schoonover, bad angled. Yoakum holds the post strong. Byer throws it on back. And Jimmy McManus, the extra skater for this one. Bogdan Konev, crisply ahead, does find the stick. Bad angled backhand by Wilk is offline. Now Janik uses the boards. Schoonover has time and space, has it on the backhand, and Yoakum makes a glove stop with 12:07 left in the first. Schoonover just under a point per game this year, 28 points in 31 games. Waterloo, Iowa. You played last year up in the Granite State with the New Hampshire Avalanche U18 team. Didn't have the same success he's had in the 3HL. He had 3 goals, 2 assists in 17 games. So he's really found a scoring touch here in the 3HL. Taken over the line, but a good step there by Lieberman. And there is Nikita Lieberman off the boards. Woke ahead. Puck comes bounding back for Donzella. Perino slows it. Lieberman uses the wall. Zach Hawley will bring it on back for Dmitry Musalimov. Gets hit, but his fellow countryman comes back to help out. What a play to keep it in the zone by Hayden. That shot blocked initially. The rebound comes loose. Perino with a glove stop. But Hayden steps back into one, and he fires one offline. Perino has trouble handling it. Bobcats sling it, but can't clear again. Now Lieberman will just skate it on out of the zone. Gains the red line and lofts it all the way in. Good puck management there from the big man. Approaching the halfway point of the first period, still no score. Bobcats have to wait to tag up and get on sides, as it was Litwin who lost his footing right by the blue line. There's a great play. Ukta steps in, a pass, and a shot never came on goal. And here come the Sea Captains, 2-on-1 up ice. Wrist shot, kick save made. Goodman tracks down the rebound. And this one taken all the way back. Just below me, Leonard Litwin has made his way towards the Bobcats dressing room, hoping it's an equipment issue and not anything injury related. There's a giveaway. Kicked loose. And a massive hit dished out as Johnson steps into Goodman. Now Bird the other way. Physicality picking up at Fitzpatrick. Lieberman to Musalimov. Ukta sends it in. He took the contact as Dutcher threw his shoulder in, and Ukta didn't even move. Good to see Litwin come back, so might have been a stick or a skate issue, but he's making his way back towards the bench. Musalimov with the wrister, hit off a stick, pops up in the air, lands behind the net, fed out in front, shot by Bird, save made by Yoakum, and the rebound comes all the way back out. Schoonover back behind the net. The Bobcats starting to establish an offensive rhythm. Pinched by Musalimov, he throws it on goal. Yoakum will hang on to it. Jonah Bird right there on the doorstep, but Andrew Yoakum making his best save of the contest so far. Seeing some fantastic goaltending in the early going. So despite the 6-0-0 record that the Sea Captains have on the Bobcats this season, a couple of them have been pretty close games. Two of them decided within a goal. There's a giveaway. Johnson wrist shot. Yoakum just barely gets a glove on it. A couple of sloppy turnovers for the Sea Captains have really jump-started this offense. Now they look to exit the zone again. It's thrown through the air. Janik has trouble tracking it down. Two red sweaters on him. Puck bottled a bit, but Johnson gets his stick in the way and knocks it off of Begic's stick, but Begic relentless in his pursuit of the puck. The Alaskan tries to go indirect to Kinahan, but Johnson steps in his path. And it's offsides. Tough footwork to pull off there by Noah Wilk, but he was unsuccessful at holding the line. Both teams will change all their skaters off. And this draw will come back to the neutral, all the way back to the defensive zone of the Bobcats. I think Bay State thought this one should be right in front of their bench rather than all the way back. Depends on where that pass was released, and linesman indicating that was released in the defensive zone, so that's where the draw is, as that puck might have changed direction on its way towards goal. A good stick by Lieberman, but he can't clear. Blocker stop made. Another good stop made by Perino. Bouncing puck, finds Byer, tries to drop it off, but pass goes right through the legs of Holton. Lieberman steps up. A tie up for the loose puck. Melanson down there. Comes out. Melanson bluffs on the shot attempt. And Dutcher gets it forward. Cam Holton uses the glasses. Puck will slowly make its way down, but doesn't get there for icing. It's lofted through the air and nearly turned over, but Donzella overskated the puck. Jordan Griffin finds Leonard Litwin back out on the ice. Brian Woke backhands it behind the net. Litwin. Puck bounds just behind Yoakum. Byer looking up ice, trying to start something. And it's Angelo Donzella, bluffs the shot. Goes behind the net, throws it through the middle. And a perfect lead pass taken over the line. The wrist shot by Zakow, and Yoakum forced to make a solid save there. Touch pass goes through Griffin. Konev knocks it through the neutral zone. Drop pass, Zakow has an angle, his wrister, he fans on it. Second effort, Yoakum got a stick on there. Griffin shot, save made Yoakum, the rebound fired wide. Bay State has really put the pressure on the Sea Captains over the last several minutes. And Janik takes a big hit from behind, and the referee's arm stays down. And now Makarenko and Konev get into it away from the play. And the whistle blows. It's Konev on top of Makarenko. You can see Konev's got his arm stuck there. It's almost like he's got a submission tactic on him. Makarenko, not surprisingly, displeased as the linesman takes a tumble. And now Perino knocked the stick out of Makarenko's hand. They'll both skate to the bench for two, it seems. But, man, Janik took a big hit from behind. I'm surprised the arm didn't go up for that. Looked like he got it right in the numbers. Thankfully, he was far enough away from the boards where that wasn't really much of a factor, but he still can't really hit a guy from behind right flush in the numbers when he's facing the end boards. But I believe it will be 4-on-4. So this draw will be in the neutral zone. As Perino now at the bench, I don't know if he's looking for some sort of equipment repairs or what. Right now there's 5 Bobcats on the ice and now 4 Sea Captains. So there might be, is there an extra 2 or is it just 4-on-4 and they've got 5 on the ice? I believe that's the case as Johnson heads to the bench, and it will be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Or will it? Now we got 5 on the ice again. And there's nothing on the board, so I'm interested to see how this ends up being logged, but you'd think there'd be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. And now it's 5-on-5. Huh. So after all that, I believe it is just two roughing minors, but they'll play it out as they won't come back out until after the stoppage with 2 minutes as this puck does clear the low glass. But a very confusing situation. Norwich with a slight edge in shots, 10-9. Shot blocked. Tied up and forced towards the boards, but Bird chops it right into the Norwich bench. Griffin, take it against the other 24. That's Quentin Olshan. That was Ukta rather, not Griffin, but Ukta wins the face-off. Brought back, and Mason Gill fights that pass forward. Comes back to the stick of Musalimov. He fights through Goodman, throws it just outside of the reach, and this will be icing. No, it's waved off the last second, I believe, because the Sea Captain tried making a play on the puck. Speaking of making a play, that was Musalimov who tried playing the body. Allowed the puck to get all the way forward to the Bay State forward group. Comes Andre Guy. Pressure on Paul Johnson, but Johnson finds Janik. Now Schoonover off the feed from Jake Rossignol. Taken down the side. And zipped back across by Noah Wilk. The long shot from the blue line by Janik. And Yoakum makes a stop. Janik, indirect, Wilkes pass, broken up there by Loftus. Janik saves it at the blue line. But Holton nudges it forward, and it's led up the ice by McManus. Intercepted back, though. Backhand pass by Schoonover. Wilk throws it behind the net. Schoonover, pass right under the stick of Rossignol. Schoonover, the good stick check in the neutral zone, drags it towards goal. A kick stop by Yoakum as Schoonover goes tumbling into the end boards, gets back to his skates. 3:10 left first period. Some great opportunities for both teams, but we are still scoreless. Thrown bad angle, then Perino nudges the net off its mooring. Donzella trying to beat him on that blocker side there. Perino has not appeared in many games in this building. I believe this may actually be his debut at home. No, he actually did play the 14th as that puck just goes right past the post. It's his second home game. Not used to that sensitive post. And man, speaking of the post, that puck nearly ended up inside it and over the red line. Sea Captain's trying to take some of that momentum back after it's been a really strong back half of the period for the Bobcats. Stepping up is Nikita Lieberman, and a late offsides call. And Lieberman backhands it late. Makarenko's already gone to the box, now pushing and shoving with Lieberman, but I think he recognizes that he doesn't want to go back there. Sometimes you do see unsportsmanlike conduct calls made for a late shot after the whistle. I don't think we'll see one here, though. Zach Hawley, late addition over the boards. Pass broken up. Melanson with a strong stick. Good pinch by Johnson. Keeps the pressure on. Johnson loses it, however. Kinahan. Wall pass. Woke can't get it in deep. Here come the Captains. A shot rings off the top of the post as Essing. About half an inch lower. And we're talking about a highlight reel goal, but Perino fortunate. That puck did not beat him. Essing with 26 points in 31 games, nearly missed what would have been his 13th of the year. A good sidestep of that hit by Zakow. Over on the wall, Begic. Zakow tries to backhand it back below the red line. It's kept in with a nice play by Johnson. And Mason Gill. Off the wall, Johnson drives one on goal. It curves wide. Back towards the middle, Janik has it, tries to force a wrist shot, but can't get through the traffic. Now up ice is Begic, and Janik runs him off, and we've got a penalty coming up. It'll be against the Bobcats. Interference the call, so said Begic did not have the puck, and Janik will sit. There's our first power play of the game coming with $1:28 left in the period. We'll see what the Sea Captains can do with it. Norwich are just over 20% on the year on the power play, 25 of 122. And while the Bobcats have had issues killing penalties this year, despite the strong power play that Bay State has had. Essing was left alone in the slot. The pass too hot to handle. Essing, great pass across. Kinahan's one-timer offline. Essing and Kinahan skating in circles. Essing's shot, glove stop by Perino. And the Bobcats get the much-needed clear with 52 seconds left in the period. Here's Essing. Now Byer. Byer lobs it on goal. Essing was looking for the tip across the crease. 32 seconds left to work with. The wrist shot gets all the way through. Byer makes the save, and Konev gives him a shot after. Perino makes a save. Byer was the one who got his stick in the middle of it. 28.1 the clock reads. So it'll be about 32 seconds left of power play time if Norwich is unable to capitalize before the end of the first period. They get the face-off win. Chris Hamilton finds Makarenko. Johnson gives him a shoulder. And Hamilton takes a big shot. A couple more from Musalimov. He was looking for a penalty. 10 seconds left. And I think the Sea Captains might run out of time. Lead pass. Johnson goes for the big hit and just throws it into space. And that'll do it for the first pairing of Lieberman and Musalimov out there. And right away, Tim Hayden, the defenseman, jumps up. Tries to free the puck up. The Bobcats can't quite clear it. No, they can. By centimeters, the puck got over the line. Tony Moran hustled to get over there, but the puck just slid over that blue paint. Clock reads 23 seconds power play time. Kinahan right off the win. Tries to take it to the front of the net. The Bobcats, however, are able to clear it on out. Puck on edge. Backhand pass. Hayden lets it go on through. Salimov slows it down, and Janik's out of the box. He'll immediately join the play with Jacob Begic coming over the blue line. The shot whistles wide of Perino. That attempt from the blue line hit a body in front. Off glass, and Janik ices the puck. Just 52 seconds into the second. Sea Captains are a bit banged up at the moment, as they've got 3 players currently inactive due to injuries, including Camden Borms. He's got a thumb issues. Been ruled out 6 to 8 weeks. But Jameson Bain should be coming back soon. Here's a 2-on-1, a wrist shot. And Holly's attempt saved by Yoakum. Sea Captains also have Nicholas Peluso, who's dealing with a shoulder injury and should be back within the next couple of weeks as well. The pass, so that one a bit too far forward. This will be icing against Bay State. Johnson is left behind. Johnson comes up with it again. It's knocked off the puck by Hamilton. Chris Hamilton sends it to the blue line for Mason Gill. Konev lobs it off the boards, just snuck out of the zone, thanks to the extra push by Jonah Bird, and dumped in by Litwin. Shane Mazur. His pass. Ukta tries tracking it down, but Angelo Donzella gets it back to Mason Gill. Bird almost stole the puck off of his stick. And now Dmitry Musalimov gets it to Omar Ukta. Bird crisply ahead. Ukta couldn't handle it. Icing waved off thanks to the hustle by Wilk. Bird backhands it, gets over the stick of Donzella, but Mason Gill tracks it down. Moves it back to the other side of the ice. Bird gets a stick in the middle of it. Mazur, he's pressured by Wilk. Bird, bad angled shot, stopped. He'll drop to the blue line. Good zone time for the Bobcats. Kept in by Lieberman, but he gives it away. And Hamilton takes it across the line. Clean entry. Drops the puck pass. There's a player that falls down nearly off to the races. Wilk, I think he just ran out of steam. Good hustle by Moran to get back there and prevent a breakaway. But that's icing. And it'll go against Norwich. Landon Schoonover. Backhand pass. Ryan Janik off the boards. Changes direction in front of Yoakum. He can't jump on the loose puck as Rossignol was in the way. Angelo Donzella uses the boards to clear it. And he will skate off for a change. He's the only sea captain that was able to get off the ice. Moran. Pass hits Andrew Guy in the skate and comes back to the zone. Hayden. Guy. Now Janik. Guy with a wrister. He gets clobbered, but nearly snuck that one inside the post on Perino. Guy with another bomb. That one offline. Forehand Goodman's drive offline. And the Bobcats will lead it on out of the zone. Schoonover seemingly working 1-on-4. Hayden flips the backhand over the blue line. Quinton Olshan tries his luck from downtown, saved by Perino. .15-10 left, second period. Still looking for our first goal on this Wednesday afternoon from Holyoke. And offside's the call. Credit to Nate Mastroni, the former Bay State Bobcat. He was named the East Star of the Week. Now with the Long Beach Sharks, so he has quickly gotten the hang of playing down in New York. Pass off the wall, and yep, that'll get there for an icing. Taking a look now at the standings here in the East, and right now it's still just a runaway for the Northeast Generals. The opponent for the Bobcats come Friday. Wrist shot, glove save, rebound, and Perino with another fantastic stop. Coming back across the crease. Bay State forced to ice the puck, but the Generals 28-4-2 this year, the goal differential plus 93. They are 21 points up on Norwich, who sits in second at 37 points. A 16-10-5 record for them. A wrister, stop made by Perino. Spegic was wide open in the slot. More and more good opportunities coming for Norwich as the second period rolls on. Up steps Lieberman, tries Yoakum blocker side. He makes the stop. Brian Essing sneaks the pass through, but off the boards. Paul Johnson hangs on to it, throws it down behind the net. Woke tries to feed it towards the front. That wrist shot, shoulder stop made. Yoakum back across the blue line. Kinahan tries to sneak it past. Musalimov could not, but it is banged off the boards by Mason Gillen out. There's a giveaway. Oh, a little Forsberg move by Essing, but he couldn't finish it off. End-to-end action. Here come the Bobcats. Back across. Johnson's return pass intended for Griffin. He couldn't get it on goal. Puck gets by Hayden. Kinahan battles with Johnson. And Litwin steps up and throws his shoulder hard into Dutcher. Hayden will bring it back for Missouri. The Bobcats will just ladle it on back for Hayden to track down. Off the boards, a little too firm, but Byer sneaks it on out of the zone. It is on sides. Byer will drop it to the point. Shane Missouri with the wrist shot, and Jared Perino gloves it down and holds with 12:43 left in the second. So Norwich sits second in the standings, Danbury third, just 3 points back. And it is Long Beach in fourth with 31 points, 3 points back of the junior hat tricks. 1 point behind the Sharks in fifth are the Titans, and Bay State rounding out the East Division standings. Puck skies up off the glass. I don't know if Perino even saw it. Missouri just lobs it on over the stick of the forechecking Nick Nucci. Janik taken down from behind. Loose puck thrown right into the stomach of Perino as he denies Carson Dutcher. Attacking zone draw for the Sea Captains, but they can't keep it in the zone. Konev, long pass, and Nucci deflects it in on Yoakum, who gets another save to add to his total. Hamilton, shoulder on shoulder from Ukta and Konev, fighting for the puck against Donzella. Zipped hard off the boards, and Bird will put the pressure on Loftus. Ukta couldn't keep it in the zone. Donzella, bad angled shot, puck skies up in the air, stays in play. It's a piece of dead lumber over on that right side of the ice. The puck sneaks right past it. And that'll force Olshan to go all the way back. Bangs it off the wall, then off the apron of the net. Now Loftus, the defenseman, back there to fill in. Sava Makarenko, Yorktown Heights, New York. Skip that one up in the air. There's a giveaway. Schoonover throws it towards net. Yoakum guides it away. Schoonover pumps the brakes, backhand pass, shot hits up off the crossbar. Wilk had his shot deflected, and it glanced off the iron. So now both teams have hit the crossbar, and this one, Schoonover forces the turnover. Fanning on the shot, Rossignol kept alive, though the puck changes direction. Another drive. That one hits off the bar as well. Again, it was off Wilk's stick as Rossignol is hammered away from the play. And Olshan ices the puck. Man, oh man. Almost halfway through this contest, and both teams throwing haymakers offensively at both Yoakum and Perino. What an effort from both netminders. A little bit of luck, of course, sprinkled in. A couple of bar hits for both sides as well. But when you're playing as good as these two, you've kind of created your own luck. Jason Melanson gets the draw as that puck goes right into the protective netting. I almost had it right towards me. Thankfully, we have that mesh there. But this has been a fun one here in the middle of the work week. Essing and Melanson will do it again. Actually, Essing fresh off the bench as the puck going to the netting. A big break for Norwich as they were able to get subs off the first icing. There's a second one, but luckily, again, fresh legs out there, so not much of a problem for them. Mason Gill to the blue line, not out. Puck flied through the air and goes all the way back. Musalimov ahead looking for Hawley. The puck comes bounding back, and delayed offsides gives the Bobcats a bit of time. Good stick by Melanson to prevent the icing. Darryl Smith. Mason Gill having a bit of trouble, but just so poised with the puck. The Coppell, Texas native. Up over the wing. Backhanded wide. Top line trying to make something happen now. Woke. Tim Hayden. Begich behind the cage. Fed to the middle, loose puck. Bunted to the blue line. Smith keeps it alive, but a good effort. And trying to step up with it was Hawley, but he is corkscrewed into the ice. Bouncing puck. Stepping up is Litwin. He dangles, tries to wrist it off the toe drag, but Hayden breaks it up. And another icing called against the Sea Captains. A lot of unforced errors in this one for Norwich. Not something you see too often from this bunch. But the Bobcats have fought them tooth and nail through the first half of the contest. Both teams relatively disciplined as well. Just one power play in the game that belonged to the Sea Captains, which was killed off by Bay State as Griffin and Smith going back and forth before the draw, and Yoakum forced to throw a glove out at the last second to make the stop. The roughing minors between Makarenko and Konev, and then Janik called for interference in the final 2 minutes of the first. A big draw win for the Bobcats. Janik's drive changes direction. Backhanded towards goal by Johnson, and Yoakum sticked it aside. Zakau can't find it, but it's lifted on out. Bobcats get it right back in deep. Manis to the blue line, not out. Janik holds on to it, throws it towards goal. He had Litwin on the back door, couldn't get the backhand. Now Johnson, the defenseman, playing up. Johnson, though, hustles back to his position. It's thrown back in. Bobcats playing with a lot of confidence in the attacking zone. Johnson fans on the initial shot attempt, tries to sidestep a couple of hits. Byer gives him a push. Dutcher looking around for the puck, thrown towards goal by Jordan Griffin. Litwin cycles it back in. Tim Hayden just trying to find a way out. Saucer pass, bobbled a little bit, and a big hit delivered by Litwin. Johnson looks around, throws it towards goal. Stop made. The rebound pops right past the cow, and it's lifted off glass and out by Cam Holton. Janik with 7:13 left in the second. Nucci throws it all the way in. Donzella. Pass snuck by Bird. And now Byer dumps it on in. Konev runs off Donzella. This one just slammed over everything as Tony Moran. A little too much loft on that club selection. This will be a neutral zone faceoff. I've seen it, I remember back in the early 2000s, a rocket attempt from the blue line towards the end of one of the periods from Dion Phaneuf, where he broke a pane of glass when he was with the Calgary Flames. And the following period, he ended up breaking the same pane of glass, doing the same exact thing. That's how hard of a shot that Dion had. Of course, he played for the Leafs as well. No icing called. I think Konev was expecting it to be called. Now Bird, maybe numbers. No, we got a penalty away from the play. And a player down. Is that Hamilton? Appears to be. And it was Konev who committed the penalty, so not a great sequence for him as he was expecting the icing call, had the pressure put on, and then takes that penalty, the 2-minute minor. Hamilton skates back to the bench under his own power, and the second power play of the game coming for the Sea Captains. And really couldn't have come a moment sooner, with Bay State throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. And the other end of the ice. 6:20 to go in the second. Brian Essing out there to take the draw for Norwich. He's got Kinahan behind him and just off center. Jack Kinahan. Him and Essing go back and forth with it. Now Hayden digs it out of his skates, throws it towards goal. And a stop made by Jarrett Perino. It's been a while since he's really been in any duress. But he has stood tall. That is his 16th save of the contest. Both teams with 16 shots on goal. This would be a huge step forward for Bay State if they're able to come out of here with a victory, and Perino casually flashing the glove on Kinahan. Be their first victory of the year against the Sea Captains. And would also be their first victory in 16 contests. Did have that overtime loss last week against New Jersey. So they've come close to ending it multiple times during this tough stretch. And again, the fight they showed against Danbury, got back within a goal. It's a team that's starting to really figure things out. Hayden, as Rossignol goes for the big hit. Hayden lost his stick into the bench. Meanwhile, the Bobcats get it out through the neutral zone. Approaching the halfway point of this kill. Sent across, Hayden throws it on net. Perino the stop, and some pushing and shoving afterwards. The linesman will step in. See some frustration in the Bobcats bench. I think it's just directed at, we got a penalty actually coming. I think we'll skate 4-on-4. We will. Kinahan goes to the box. So there's a break for Bay State. 58 seconds of 4-on-4 before an abbreviated power play. And the Bobcats have had a really good power play really since the start of November. It has now moved to 26% on the year. But again, 4-on-4 for now. The Bobcats need to get somebody off the ice as they had 6 at one point, but Litwin and Ukta come off. So 4-on-4, Schoonover takes the face-off. But Mason Gill brings it back. Hamilton back on the ice, did not miss a shift after his dust-up with Konev, who comes out of the box in 47 seconds, and the puck sneaks through, and that's one that Perino would like to have back. Norwich takes a 1-0 lead with 5:05 left in the second. Eric Mason Gill Looked like he was just looking for a rebound, and that puck had eyes. Perino has made some big-time stops in this one, so still a really strong game for him, but he'd be the first to tell you he wishes he had that one. So 4-on-4 still, 40 seconds. Lieberman with some pep in his step. Gets run off. Mason Gill, fresh off the goal. It's pushed on forward. And Lieberman back there. Second goal of the season for Mason Gill. And now Lieberman, physical battle along the board, along the net front rather. That wrist shot changes direction but is offline. 5 seconds left. Landon Schoonover trying to start a lead rush. Out of the box comes Konev. Schoonover dangles, finds it back, throws it towards the middle, and again Wilk nearly had himself a goal with the puck just out of his reach. Hamilton slams it the length of the ice. Hawley gets it off the boards. Crisp pass by Hawley, deflects, no icing. And Wilk will be the first one there, but Loftus took a perfect route to that puck and sent it the full length. Perino. It's back, Schoonover. Perfect backhand pass finds Hawley, or Janik rather. Janik driven into the boards, that wrist shot. Yoakum holds, and Janik slow to rise back to his skates. 23 seconds left on Kinahan's minor penalty. That was for roughing. Konev's, by the way, high sticking. Rossignol steps to the dot against Byer. And Tegan Byer wins it, but Rossignol tries to fight through on Moran. But Tim Hayden has plenty of time, and he lofts it all the way down. That'll take up a good portion of the remaining power play time for the Bobcats. One good opportunity, but just the one shot on goal. Johnson, using the boards, gets it to Rossignol. Hamilton, though, intervenes. Hayden. Zip towards goal. Kinahan lurking back door. He has his stick lifted by Brian Woke. Woke chops at it. And Byer loses his balance. Otherwise, he might have had an opportunity, at least on a partial breakaway. Lieberman has trouble handling the puck, but does get help. 2.5 to play in the second, a 1-0 lead for Norwich. Kinahan, drop back, shot from the circle. Perino, a kick stop. Essing gets his own rebound. Back towards goal. This one blocked, backhanded towards goal. Perino can't find it. It's loose in front. Essing picks up the rebound and backhands it home. Brian Essing himself had a number of opportunities on that shift, and he finally cashed in to double the Norwich lead 2-0 late in the second. Bay State just unable to clear it away from the net, and it comes back to bite them. So the Sea Captains have broken through for 2 goals in the final 5:05. 2 goals in less than 3 minutes. Kinahan can't force his shot through. Johnson falls down. Can't find the puck. And it's eventually thrown towards goal, but didn't make it on net. 13th goal of the year for Brian Essing. Jack Kinahan picks up the primary assist. Bobcats with a 2-on-2 opportunity. Long shot by Zakal, and Yoakum sticks the blocker out. Puck hits off the linesman. Good break for the Bobcats, but Litwin couldn't pull the trigger. Up steps Shane Mazur, the defenseman. He is offsides. With a minute and 10 left in the period, and this is a frustrating end of the period for the Bobcats. Seemed like they were really close to opening the scoring a couple of times halfway through the period, but Andrew Yoakum with a couple of monster saves, a couple of hits off the iron, and then Mason Gill has one sneak through, and Essing follows his own rebound. This Norwich bunch knows how to generate momentum off the little things, and they did just that. Floodgates have started to open up. Bird sends it all the way down. This won't be icing. Daryl Smith forced to play it, with Ukta sealing him against the boards. Nice little self-pass by Sava Makarenko to lead it up, and he steps up and lands on top of Nikita Lieberman. Those two continuing to go back and forth as Makarenko retrieves his stick. Bird's pass, a little bit behind Johnson. That was Nucci, rather. Nick Nucci gets it to Bird. He looks up. Pass goes through the long stick of Lieberman, keeps it alive. 12 seconds left in the period. Lieberman looking around. Tries to turn back, wraparound shot, but it deflects high and into the netting with 4.4 on the clock. So the Bobcats responding well after that second goal scored by Essing, but just have not been able to solve Yoakum. Look at time here if they can win this draw cleanly. Ukta will take it. The puck was dropped quickly, and he wasn't even ready for it. And that's going to do it for period number 2. Jason Melanson will take the face-off opposite Tegan Byer, and Byer drives it all the way back into his defensive zone. Tony Moran, pass to Crisp, and Ryan Janik stepped in front, knocked it forward. Quick shot, hits off of Janik's leg. Puck is offsides. It was taken out of the zone. Byer did not realize it. And Janik's stick hits the ice. Nice clean sheet out there. This will be a neutral zone face-off. Next game for the Bobcats will be a little over 48 hours from now here in Holyoke, where the Northeast Generals will come to town, the top team in the East. So a couple of tough home games over this 3-day period for Bay State. Wall pass, too far forward. Shot changes direction the last second on Perino. Johnson. Dug out by Melanson. Tries to chip it over Donzella, but he tracks it down. Second effort, though. Melanson gets to work this time. Zach Hawley, high off glass, and just buys a little bit more time for the Bobcats to get a full line change. Angelo Donzella from Italy. Loses it in the zone, but Sea Captain switched sides, and Chris Hamilton the one to stick it in deep. Lead pass, gets through Hamilton, and Rossignol sends it all the way behind Yoakum's net. Pass to the middle, Rossignol couldn't get his stick in the way. Musalimov took about two or three tries, but he did get his stick on the puck. Makarenko. Schoonover intercepts. Rossignol as Schoonover lands on top of Makarenko. He's been mixing it up all game. Took that roughing penalty before with Konev. He's been in the box twice now. Konev, that is. Makarenko just once. Lieberman. And retreating back with it is Shane Mazur. Bogdan Konev. Long pass, tape to tape, but no, Wilk felt the pressure coming and had to dip out of the way. Janik, bumped off by Olshan. Now Janik hops this one on out. Schoonover has his pocket picked. A good stick from Mitchell Goodman. His shot just outside the post. Turnaround drive blocked by Schoonover. Landed up ice. Hangs on to it momentarily. Falls down, but still snuck the pass on out. Salimov. Janik. Bouncing puck. Litwin sneaks through. Kinahan dropped off. The one-timer by Essing. A bit of a knuckle puck. But Jarrett Perino makes that stop. That's his 24th save in 26 attempts. Had some really strong ones in that first period, including a left-to-right kick stop. Good patience by Zakow. And Yoakum will take the draw in the D zone with 16:23 left in the third period. Now Litwin will take this face-off. New York native wins that one. Mason Gill leads it out for Jack Kinahan. Finds Essing. Brian Essing with a shot. Perino the save. He sticks it away. Kept in the zone. But Litwin with a nice self-pass. He'll start it the other way. Drops it off for Zakow. It finds its way through. But Litwin had entered the zone before Griffin could skate up with it. But another nice stop there from Perino. Essing was looking for a second. Defenseman played the pass, so Essing tried to go 5-hole, but Perino was ready for it. Played off the boards, but Musolinov's pass picked off. Shot changes direction. Essing cuts to the front of the net, and a kick save there. Perino holds the post strong. Now Nucci trying to get in behind the defense. Ukta with a massive shot, but this might lead to something the other way. However, a good recovery by Musalimov. Nikita Lieberman back behind the net. Musalimov gives it away. Kinahan shot. Perino denies him. Puck stays in, however, that wrist shot blocked by Musalimov makes up for that turnover. And Ukta will just dump it on Yoakum. Ukta going for another big-time hit. There's a stray stick down. Belongs to Omar. He's going to go to the bench. Business starting to pick up again in this third period. Both teams getting good looks. Melanson tapped through by Johnson. Hawley has it. Rister just over the bar. Now Bird cross corners it. Ryan Janik up for Zach Hawley, but the puck bounces off his stick, and now Perino will come out to play it. Puck sneaks on by. Melanson had the inside line to that puck, but Yoakum comes out of his net to steer it away from danger. Janik mishandles it. He falls down, but has help as Johnson coming over. Woke fills in as the forward. Janik crisply ahead. Melanson feeds Woke. Brian Woke back to Melanson. The one-timer flutters right into the glove of Yoakum. St. Louis, Missouri native has had himself a strong game in net. Not the biggest goaltender, standing at just 5'10". But he plays the position strong. Very quick as well. So he lacks in size. He makes up in that agility and reaction. He's had a really good glove throughout this contest, just like he did in the shutout against Bay State back in October. Bogdan Konev pressured by Chris Hamilton. Now Schoonover fights through the stick contact from Hamilton. Does keep it in the zone. Konev has to peel it back. Schoonover. Konev. Musalimov. Played off sides, but Konev will play back. Rossignol using the board. Schoonover picks it up. Norwich can't clear. That shot from Konev, and Joachim makes the easy stop and holds. 12:56 left. A 2-0 lead still for the Sea Captains. Both goals coming in that second period. Johnson, A-frames, shields the puck nicely. Trying to work on Andrew Guy. Johnson loses it, however, and Guy is off to the races with Goodman. Goodman tied up and caved in by Johnson. But Olshan backhands it to the middle. Goodman and Johnson still battling for position. Johnson. Now Jordan Griffin. Passes behind. Icing canceled. Nazar Sakau down there with Litwin. This line's been pretty effective all game, putting pressure on the Norwich defense. Musalimov struggling a little bit, and now Perino has to jump on the puck. Thought he was clipped by Essing on the way by, but he seems to be all right. Ukta wins that face-off. Lieberman, Bird, taking the shoulder from Mason Gill. And Moran off the boards, indirectly pushed on in. Stepping up is the defenseman. Moran bad angled, and Perino got his stick on that puck right as it entered the crease. This Bird's shot goes straight up into the air and hits the ceiling. A couple of sticks going down on the ice. 11:28, and an attacking zone draw for Bay State. Again, they get the Generals 6:30 on Friday evening, and then they will head down to Danbury again to take on the Hat-Tricks Sunday. That is a 7 o'clock start. Begic. And then Essing down there, working on Musalimov. Essing falls down. Musalimov lands on top of him. Puck comes free. It's not kept in. That shot on goal. Begic right in the crease, and Perino making sure he's all right. Or Begic is making sure that Perino's all right. Mutual respect between the two. Tim Hayden, hailing from New Fairfield, Connecticut, not far from Norwich. Byer bangs it off the top of the glass. Johnson intercepts and sneaks the pass through for Hawley. Zach Hawley, not much on the shot. Joachim steers it to the boards. Byer directly on out. Johnson sends it all the way back. Johnson. Stick put in there by Cam Holton. Holton and Byer, both from West Fargo, North Dakota. Holton will turn 21 10 days from now. Angelo Donzella up to the blue line. Mazur, his drive just outside the post. Rebound, Hayden, the defenseman, picks it up. It's deflected wide. Donzella back to the blue line. Hayden, his drive, looking for the tip from Hamilton, off the mark. Another rocket uncorked by Makarenko, and a reactionary save made by Perino. Woke spins off the check and taken into the zone momentarily, brought back. And Wilk will go in on the forecheck. 9:15 remaining. Bobcats just needing to get at least one to have themselves an opportunity to pull the goalie and put some pressure on if need be. Schoonover had it and lost it. Schoonover. Try to turbo down the left wing. Good diagonal pass. Wilk feeds it towards the middle. Yoakum stretched out the pad and corralled it. I believe that one was number 25 for him, so he could pass that 29 mark. 11 in the first, 9 in the second so far. 24 rather. A huge hit as Konev steps up and leads to an offsides call. Ogden Konev throwing the body around. And that'll be a trip. Konev taking his third penalty of the game, and this will put the Sea Captains on the power play. So chance to put this one away potentially for Norwich if they can capitalize here. Puck quickly leaves the attacking zone, and Moran will have to retreat to get it. Moran, the first one there. Just such speed as a defenseman. And now the net has come off. Ever so slightly. Only 16 seconds have come off the power play. So this face-off will be to Jarrett Perino's right. Hayden, wrister. Perino has it sinking on him but makes the stop. Begich once again right there on the doorstep. He wants that deflection. He's been posted up right at the top of the crease. Got to be a fearless player to be able to operate there at all times. Quick shot off the draw, sails high. Moran backhands it through to Begich, but snuffed out well. Nikita Lieberman, he's had himself a really strong game on the back end. He's made the right play almost every time. Sky's in the air, and Leonard Litwin will delay, but he's got a lot of pressure on him. It forces Perino to take evasive action. Puck was not kept in the zone, and that's a big positive for the Bobcats. Gives Paul Johnson time and space, and he just two-hops it all the way down from end board to end board. Halfway through Konev's minor for tripping. Moran will switch sides. Jack Kinahan drops it back. Hayden hustles to keep it alive. Essing can't one time. It takes it out of his skates, but Perino gets enough to keep it out. Missouri tries to get it across, forced it. Now here comes Brian Woke down the left side, partial breakaway shot and a save by Yoakum. And Woke does not need much to get off and running. For a minute, I didn't think he had any chance of forcing anything, but he just accelerates so well. .6:59 left, 33 seconds left on the minor penalty. Attacking zone draw for the Bobcats will help alleviate that a bit. Here comes Donzella. Muslimov tries to run him off. Makarenko to the blue line. Missouri, who's seemingly been out there the entire power play. Makarenko is shot. Goes up in the air, did not hit the roof, so it moves on out of the zone. Konev set to come out of the box. Another impressive penalty kill by the Bay State Bobcats. They're still in it. 6:23 to go, trailing 2-0. Janik. Bird. Off the wall, Makarenko, puck hit his skate. Woke just sticks it all the way down. Fresh change and fresh legs for the Bobcats. Missouri still out there. I don't think he's taken a breather in 3 minutes. Omar Ukta will start it. He's got Johnson with him. Ukta, wrist shot, he scores! With 5:45 to go, Omar Ukta cuts the lead in half. Pooched it right over the glove side of Yoakum. And the Bobcats take the momentum off the big penalty kill. And just like we saw in Danbury, they pulled within one in the third period. Can they get another? First of the year for Ukta, couldn't have come at a better time. Nucci the assist. Paul Johnson. Backhand given away though, Andrew Guy, good forecheck. Johnson recovers, knocks him off the puck. Schoonover sealed off, Johnson though with it. He has to skate around the referee. Johnson pivots back, but Guy nearly picks his pocket. He has been a very effective forechecker this afternoon. Schoonover, guy who's certainly capable of scoring big-time goals, 2 overtime winners this year, and the 3 wins Bobcats have compiled. Jake Rossignol run off the boards by Smith. Guy can't sneak it past Muslimov off the good pinch, but Norwich will start it the other way. The long drive, cross-cornered. Good hustle to keep it in by Darryl Smith. Byer unaccounted for as he goes below the red line, and now he'll delay with 4:38 remaining. Rossignol uses the boards to get it on out. Hayden will go D to D to Moran. Ryan Janik pressured by Cam Holton at the blue line. Moran's shot up and over everything. Muslimov for Janik. Pass out of the reach of Nazar Sakau, and this will be icing against Bay State. Draw one by Norwich, but Schoonover intercepts. It comes right back, though, and Holton nearly got his stick on that one, but it instead went directly on goal, and Jarrett Perino makes another stop. Under 4 to play. Janik double teamed by Dutcher and Holton. Dutcher has it, wraparound bid. Stop made Puck comes free, and now Wilk will step up, but Hayden, great recovery, onside entry. The deke comes all the way back. Holton fires. A great stop made by Perino, and the Bobcats have to ice it again. The Sea Captains just creating chaos in the defensive zone for Bay State. And it has taken a couple more big stops made by Jarrett Perino to keep it at 2-1, 3:25. Have to see how long until Jarrett makes a break for the bench. Might have to wait until a face-off to do so. Kick stop made. The loose puck comes back to the front of the net. We're going to get a defensive zone draw again as the net came off. No change here for Bay State. Nice move by Nazar Sakau to exit the zone, but he's bumped off the puck. Here comes Essing. Put it behind by Kinahan. Off balance shot. Got it on goal. Now the backhand by Jacob Begic. Collects his own rebound. Essing tries to sneak it back through to Begic. He has to retreat to pick it up. Fires it towards goal. Kinahan nearly got a stick on it. Said it was the glove of Perino. 2:45 left. Bogdan Konev gets it on out. This puck moving quickly. Not icing, though. And now Begic and Konev exchanging pleasantries. Konev. Begic in pursuit. Looks over his shoulder. Now Lieberman. Can't flip it on out. Since scoring that goal, Bobcats seemingly haven't been able to get anything going in the attacking zone. But this will be a delayed offsides and a neutral zone draw with 2:17. Just haven't had any opportunities to get Perino to the bench, even if they wanted to. Sea Captains have played smart. Up a goal, not giving up a whole lot on the defensive end. And more importantly, winning a lot of these face-offs. Donzella tries to sneak it through Lieberman. It hits off his skate. Now Hamilton will try from behind the net. 2 minutes remaining. Woke sends it into space for Melanson to chase down. Perino still standing at the top of his crease. Woke rides it along the wall. Now Melanson, a stumble by Johnson, and here comes a breakaway. Makarenko in all alone, glove stop made by Perino. Jarrett Perino keeps it alive for the Bobcats as he denies Sava Makarenko with the glove. Monster save. Can the Bobcats turn that into energy offensively? Tied up is Schoonover. Rossignol bunts it loose. That drive hits somebody up high. It got Rossignol, and Perino will jump on it. Probably a good thing as Jake Rossignol wore that one. But he heads right back towards the face-off circle. He's not coming out. He's good. 1:26. Schoonover will do it again against Essing. Johnson can't dig it on out. Hayden just swipes it back down low. Begic. Essing. Crisp pass bouncing, and Perino loses his stick but jumps right on top of that bouncing puck. 71 seconds remain, and again, the Bobcats just got to get it out of their own end. It's been easy going for Yoakum since surrendering that first goal to Ukta. Schoonover wins that draw, and here he goes. Schoonover down the left wing, but Can only get it to center ice. Good saucer pass, though. Finds Rossignol. The wrist shot by Wilk just over the bar. Schoonover backhands it. Johnson, slap pass, broken up. Essing picks it up, and he fires it right on goal. Good break there. 45 seconds left. Dumped back in by the Sea Captains. Their forecheck will go to work again. Schoonover loosens it up for Wilk. Landon Schoonover, 30 seconds now. Bobcats just can't find a way out of the zone, and forced to take a draw is Perino. 25.5 seconds left. It looked like Wilk might have had himself a chance, but just couldn't make it happen. And now I think a timeout will be called by Bay State, and it will. Who's joining us? It's been a fun one this afternoon, where the Bobcats and Sea Captains were in a scoreless tie for the first half of the game before Eric Mason-Gill broke through at 14:55 in the second period, sneaking one through Perino for his second goal of the year. And Brian Essing added an insurance goal off a rebound on a backhand at 17:46. Assist going to Jack Kinahan. Late in the second period, Bobcats were grinding to try to get that first goal, and they finally got it at 14:15. Omar Ukta's first of the year, assisted by Nicholas Nucci. And that's where we stand with 25.5 seconds left. Bay State needs a face-off win here, and they need to kick it in gear to get up ice. Lieberman up ahead, Rossignol, as Perino falls down trying to get to the bench. This one thrown behind, 15 seconds left. Extra skater on now for the Bobcats. 12 seconds, Lieberman shot blocked. This puck will roll all the way back, and that's going to take up a good portion of the remaining time. Musalimov, pass given away, backhanded by Holton, kept out, and it will be another one-goal victory for the Norwich Sea Captains over the Bay State Bobcats. They improved to 7-0.